Hey guys, 7WD Rocks here. Looks like we are on the air. Thank you for joining me for the episode number 8. Wow, I have it titled number 7. That's awkward. But it is number 8. I'll have to change the title as soon as it goes up. But last week was number 7. I guess I'm counting it because last week was a Q&A, so I really didn't even talk about what happened that previous week, so maybe that's why. But yeah, number 8, I'll switch that. But so basically, we're talking about WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, PWG, and this episode it's probably gonna be pretty short, to be honest. My last episode was like 30 minutes, and I didn't even talk about wrestling. It was just a Q&A. This is gonna be pretty short. Wrestling this week, I will admit, was kind of boring. I think it's really starting to go downhill. I'm never gonna stop watching wrestling, but I just feel like Raw wasn't good, NXT wasn't good, TNA, it was pretty good. It was all right, to be honest. But the main event not the main event, but I'll get into it later. But this really wasn't that great of a week of wrestling. But I will, still talk about stuff. Raw, I'm not gonna hit over very many points. I have some of the main points on my phone, but basically, I thought it was kind of funny how you kind of switched over. Now you technically can switch over to Nitro. WWE Network, they put on like 100+ hours of Nitro. The first 100 episodes of Nitro or something like that. And basically now you can watch Nitro. So a lot of people this Raw were saying it was so boring that now they can finally say I switched over to Nitro, like how they did in the Attitude Era. And I just thought that was kind of funny because I didn't watch wrestling during the Attitude Era. I mean, I was like 1 or 2, but now I can officially say yes, I switched over to Nitro. So I think that's kind of funny. But moving on, we had for the Divas Championship match, I thought it was going to be a fatal 4-way, but it was announced that it will be a triple threat. It will be Nikki Bella versus AJ versus Paige. I think they should have thrown Brie in the mix. I'm sure maybe this Monday she will be thrown into the mix, so it will be fatal 4-way. But I think they're saving Brie versus Nikki for the title. Maybe at WrestleMania, maybe they're going to hold it off that long. But also, sorry about the glare, so hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. But yeah, so that match was announced, and Rusev versus Mark Henry was announced, which I really don't care for. I think Rusev's going to get the win. I don't think he'll be stopped until like John Cena or Kurt Angle comes back. But moving on, I really had no much. Wow, I didn't really have any notes for Raw. I'm going to go right to the main event: Cena, Reigns, Jericho versus Rollins, Kane, and Orton. Now, basically, this match I thought was kind of stupid how it was thrown together. It was a 3-on-3. It was a tag team match. Yet, at the beginning of the show, they said each guy deserved a shot for the title. So let's make a tag team match. I didn't get that. I was like, why not just make it a battle royal or something so it doesn't matter. It's every man for himself. It's not you trying to team up. And I didn't get that. But Cena Reigns, Jericho got the win, so that was good, I guess. But they're just making Cena like this big. I hate. Oh, I have 1 viewer. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching. If you're commenting, I'm not looking at the comments, so sorry if you're asking any questions. But basically, I just think it's kind of stupid how Cena basically was made to look like a jobber. He technically was. Brock Lesnar killed John Cena. And then, we thought, oh, he's going to maybe take a few months off, or maybe he's going to come back and start, not believing in himself, maybe not a heel turn, but start not believing in himself and maybe turning on the fans a little, but not full heel turn. But they just make John Cena look like just Superman again. He's beating up all these guys, beat up all 3 members of the Wyatt family by himself the first week after he lost to Brock. Then this week, I think he beat up Rollins, and he beat up Kane and Orton. Why are they making him look at this? He's just gonna lose. He's probably gonna lose to Brock again. So why build up a guy, get him crushed by Brock, and then build him up again, and then get him lose to Brock? I don't think he'll get crushed this time, but he'll lose to Brock. But I have been reading that there is plans that Cena might win. I don't like that idea, but there is plans. I was reading today that Big Show might win, or Big Show might be Brock's next opponent for the championship, and I don't want to see a Big Show and Brock feud at all. But moving on, so that was Raw. Raw was boring. I'm not gonna lie. People were calling it like the worst Raw of the year, and I don't disagree. It was a bad Raw. It was pretty boring, but I'm not gonna hate on it. I still love wrestling and everything. I'm gonna watch it every week. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna watch wrestling. Blah blah blah. If this happens, I'm never watching it now. I'm gonna continue watching forever. But moving on, we have NXT. NXT TakeOver is next week, the 2-hour event. I'm very excited for that because the main event should be really good. It's Tyson Kidd versus Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze versus the champion Adrian Neville, of course, for the championship. It's going to be a good main event. And the big news, I think, is Kenta is debuting. And I think Ric Flair is supposed to introduce him, and I think he's supposed to have a match. I think they're saying it's his debut. But that would be awesome to see. I hope they don't send him just some random guy like, how, at NXT they always have just some random jobber that versus somebody. I hope it is somebody known on NXT, like maybe CJ Parker or something. I mean, not like a just full jobber, like some guy with some random name, like what was that guy's name? Jay Cutler, and then there's Ty Dillinger. I'm not taking away anything from those guys because they're both talented, but they're just known as jobbers, and I think that's kind of stupid. They don't have like really any gimmick, but Kenta debuts, that would be cool, and I already lost a viewer, so thank you for stopping by, I guess. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, Kenta debuting, cool. I'm really hoping, this is like my dream, that Sami Zayn wins the championship and then Kevin Steen comes out. I think that'd be cool. Or I could see, since there is talks that Steen and Devitt are a tag team, Prince Devitt, I think maybe they have the Ascension retain, and then Steen and Devitt come out and they just stare him down. I think that'd be really cool. That's a dream. I hope Steen does debut as a surprise. That'd be really cool. But maybe that's basically all. I didn't watch SmackDown. I heard there was a 10-man main event or 10 men tag team match, and I didn't feel like watching that. But switching over to Impact, we saw Bobby Roode defeat EY, so he is the #1 contender for Bobby Lashley's championship. Now, I don't really mind Bobby Roode versus Lashley. In fact, I think that would be a great main event, but I honestly would much rather see it at Bound for Glory. I don't think they should have used this right away. I think that is a main event match. They should definitely have it Bound for Glory, but I think they're going to use some Japanese stars, and I think that's going to be some amazing Lashley, or whoever's holding the title will be some Japanese star. But excited for that. That'll be cool. Roode versus Lashley should be good, unless it's like, I don't know, maybe there's size difference, like maybe it'll be like a slow kind of match, but I think both are great workers, so we'll see where it goes. We saw James Storm, he is now starting, I've been reading, he's starting basically a reamped heel X Division group, like something that kind of reminded me of when Kevin Nash had an X Division group. He's this big guy, he doesn't belong in the X Division, but he has X Division like teammates, and so we saw James Storm and what's his name, the Great Sonata. We saw Sonata basically attack Manic and then drag him out to the arena like Wyatt family style. They picked him up and dragged him out. So I think Manic's going to get a change of character. Maybe it will be T.J. Perkins. Maybe he won't be wearing the mask. Maybe, but I do think they're going to change his outfit. They changed Sonata greatly. So we'll see where that goes. I'm excited. I like that. I kind of wish James Storm was in the title picture, to be honest, but it's cool they're giving him something, and he's a good heel, but I'd rather see him in the title picture. But this group should be cool. I like an X Division group. That'd be really cool to see. But let me think. Let me see if I'm right. I think I'm next is the main event that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, the main event was Bobby Lashley versus Samoa Joe, and I didn't think Samoa Joe was going to win, and he didn't. Bobby Lashley hit the spear and won, I think that was it. He hit a spear. I think there was some interference with Kenny King and MVP, but Bobby Lashley beat Samoa Joe, the X Division champion. So that was cool to see. An X Division champion and X Division champion Samoa Joe versus the World Heavyweight champion Bobby Lashley. Very cool to see. And good main event. I did enjoy it. That was a good match. I don't know. Here, I'll talk about it later. I was going to already call it match of the week, but because honestly, Raw was bad. I don't remember any good matches. But moving on, I'm not trying to be too negative, really. But moving on, we had Bellator. I actually did watch Bellator because I wanted to see Bobby Lashley and King Mo's fights, only because I'm not the biggest UFC fan. I know certain UFC guys. I know Bellator and stuff, but I'm not gonna say I'm this big UFC fan because I'm not. But Bobby Lashley, he has fight, and I really did want to see Like, what if he lost and they built and TNA builds him up these big TNA World Heavyweight Champion, this guy that no one can stop, and then he loses in a UFC fight. Now I'm not taking that. A UFC fight, it's crazy and anything can happen in a UFC fight. The underdog can always just get a random knockout, but basically, so Bobby Lashley, he did win. A lot of people are saying, oh, they put him up against a guy that wasn't as good, wasn't talented. It's kind of what happened with Batista when he had his UFC fight. They said, that guy had like 50 career fights. He's like an old veteran, washed up basically. And I'm not taking anything away from that guy because even if you're in the UFC and you're washed up or something, you can't win fights. You're in the UFC. That's crazy. But a lot of people said, they put a Batista up against a weak fighter, and they said that with Lashley. Some even said it was fixed, that the guy was telling him to put him in arm bars and such, because I will admit, it did, when Lashley put the guy in an arm bar, it did look like the guy whispered to him, put me in, like he was talking to him. But I don't know. So I'm not gonna say, oh, he was a fixed fight. It wasn't. But Bobby Lashley actually got the win with what's it called? Rear naked choke, which is Samoa Joe's finishing hold. So I thought that's cool. I think they should incorporate that in storylines. Maybe they can get some footage from Bellator and say, he won his UFC fight with a freaking Samoa Joe's finisher. Maybe he could even possibly use that, and they have a Samoa Joe and Lashley feud down the road where it's a submission match, both rear naked chokes. That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. I just came up with that. Maybe that'd be cool. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. But yeah, he did win with technically Samoa Joe's submission finisher, so that was cool. King Mo got the win. I don't really consider him as a TNA wrestler. He's more of a UFC fighter, but he got the win. Lashley got the win, so it made TNA look really good, and I think that's always good to make wrestling look good. That's why I do respect Brock Lesnar, because he went from the WWE, went to the UFC. Everyone thought, he came from a fake sport. He's not going to do good, and he ended up winning the World Heavyweight Championship in his third fight, I believe. So I do respect Brock Lesnar for doing that. Now, moving on, we do have a Ring of Honor Internet pay-per-view tonight. Yes, it is tonight. We have Michael Elgin, the current Ring of Honor champion, versus Jay Briscoe, who hasn't been pinned, I believe, in 2 years in an ROH ring. That's awesome. I think his streak will end, and I think Elgin will get the win. We'll see. And then we have Adam Cole versus AJ Styles, and then we have Red Dragon defending their Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against the greatest tag team in the world, the Young Bucks. I'm wearing their shirt in support for them. I hope they win the Ring of Honor Championships. I really do. So that'll be awesome to see. I won't be watching it. I won't be buying it on internet pay-per-view. I really, with the internet at my house and the connection, I don't trust it, to be honest. Just by the network, I wasn't able to get good reception. I don't think with the internet I'm going to be able to get good reception. But so that'll be cool. I love Ring of Honor, and I hope it's a good pay-per-view. I hope everyone's safe and healthy and no one gets hurt, and it's a fun night. And I would really love to go to an ROH show. I'm trying to in November. We'll see what happens. I really do. I want to meet the Young Bucks so badly. Young Bucks are awesome. I have the 3 DVDs I got from the video I made yesterday. I bought one without even looking at the match card, to be honest, because I thought I was getting it for free, but I wasn't. That was my bad. Then the second and third DVD, all 3 DVDs have the Young Bucks on them, and that was just coincidence. I freaking love the Young Bucks. They're such a great tag team. But moving on, last weekend was Battle of Los Angeles. I talked a lot about it. I made a video about it. I know you guys are probably tired of me talking about it, but Ricochet got the win, and for the 2014 Battle of Los Angeles, he won some other tournament early in the year, so this is a big year for Ricochet, and that'll be cool. He'll probably go versus O'Reilly down the road, so that'll be good. After Roderick Strong, because he's the #1 contender, then Ricochet has a #1 contendership. But Ricochet, since he won the Battle of Los Angeles tournament, he gets to choose a tag team championship match, a singles championship. He gets any match in PWG, so that'll be awesome to see. I love PWG. I will be doing a review of my the 11 DVD with Young Bucks versus Candice and Joey and a guerrilla warfare match. That will be good. Trevor Lee versus Kevin Steen and Kevin Steen's final PWG appearance. I will be reviewing that, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I'm hoping to start watching it either by today or tomorrow. We'll see. But moving on, then this show's almost over. I don't know how long I went, but match of the week. Honestly, I can't remember. If I had seen Battle of Los Angeles, it easily would have been a Battle of Los Angeles. I heard Taz and Daniels versus Young Bucks was fantastic. There was others I can't remember, but Match of the week. This is a tough one. Because I honestly don't remember that being any good match. I don't remember any good matches on Raw. I don't remember any good matches on NXT because they were all jobber matches. But I'm gonna go with Lashley versus Joe. I just like a big man match like that. Even though I don't know, I honestly can't remember. It's gonna make the kick out segment, which is why it's the segment where I talk about why this past wrestling week is so good. It's gonna be the hardest one of the week. But yeah, match of the week, Joe versus Lashley. But moving on, the kick out segment, yes, where I talk about why this week was so good. I try to find positive stuff. In a wrestling world with so much negativity, I gotta find positive stuff. Positive stuff. Nitro is on the network. That's all I got for WWE. Nitro's on the network, so that's awesome. If you don't feel like watching Raw, go flip on Nitro. Watch some Sting matches. Watch the first episode with Lex Luger and all that stuff. And the network's good. The Monday Night War series, I will have to say, is a fantastic series. I love it. They just had the DX special. Oh, it was so good. I really liked those. Watching those. The 1 hour, just talking about the Attitude Era. Something I wasn't able to watch live. It wasn't some years I wasn't even alive then. But yeah, I would definitely highly recommend it. So that's why maybe this week was so good. That series is up and running now. That was awesome. The X Division for TNA is doing really good. Excuse me, I got a text. The X Division was doing really good. We saw Homicide will versus Samoa Joe for the X Division Championship made next week, I think. Anyway, that'll be a great match. We have Takeover, which will be next week. You have that to look forward to. Takeover, I'm sure, will be good. Kenta's debuting. Maybe Prince Devitt and Steen debut. I would really like that. Really love to see that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was not the best wrestling week, but definitely, we have a lot of good weeks hopefully to come. I hope Raw starts picking up. Raw has been really boring the past 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. I had a viewer come back and then he left again, so that kind of sucks. But like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRock. Sorry this wasn't the best video. Maybe tweet me during the week if you have some wrestling information that you would really want me to hit during the Saturday night's episode. Yeah, I'm really sorry this wasn't the best week, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRock, and have a super kick party, everybody. And yeah, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.